Hi everyone, welcome back to Spirit Made Me Do It. For those of you who are joining for the first time, my name is Marcy and I read tarot for a living. And Spirit has inspired me to start this channel to help people along on their spiritual journey. So welcome to your spiritual journey. Today I want to talk about Max Planck. And for those of you who don't know who he is, Max Planck was a German physicist who won a Nobel Prize for demonstrating that when an individual looks at an object, that object actually changes at the molecular level. Think about that for a minute. For every individual who looks at an object, it changes differently for each individual at a molecular level. Max Planck is considered the father of quantum physics, just to let you know. But he had a famous quote where he says, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Now, this can be applied in a spiritual level as well. If you think of it as perceiving, when you perceive something one way and then you change the way you perceive it, it actually changes. And it also changes things at a molecular level, right? But what I'm referring to is if you look at the world in such a way that you are anxious and you worry about everything that's going to happen today or tomorrow, you've got to change the way you look at that, because you're looking at things from a fear-based level. And what you want to do is look at things from a more loving level. For instance, instead of saying, why are things happening to me? Change it to, why are things happening for me? It makes you think of life as more of a game and more of something that's a little challenging instead of something that's frightening. This can change your whole life, this way of thinking, if you start looking at life as an experience. I recently kind of been shown something that I think Spirit wants me to do. Not really sure about it yet, but it's something that's starting to kick around and I find it rather daunting, and quite frankly, it's not something that I really want to do. But I was thinking about this and then all of a sudden it popped into my head very peacefully. This is just an experience. And that's the truth. Doing this task would just be an experience. I don't need to put a value, and I shouldn't put a value on the outcome of this experience. It's just something that I'm supposed to do. And it's just something that I'm supposed to experience. It makes life a lot easier to think of things these ways. You can change your whole life just by changing your perception. When you talk to people and you just don't get where they're coming from, it's because they perceive something differently than you do. And that's fine. That's essential to their journey. They're perceiving something in the way that they're supposed to perceive it to help them along their journey. Just like you perceive something the way you're supposed to perceive it to help you on your journey. And you know something? You're both right. So try not to get upset with people who don't think the same way as you do. They're just perceiving life differently to go about their journey and accomplish what they're supposed to accomplish. And that perception is important to them, just as your perception is important to you. A real fun way to look at this is, instead of going to the drugstore to pick up your heart medication, you are traveling to the apothecary on a quest, perhaps, to pick up a life-saving elixir. I know that's a little silly and it's a little much, but it kind of gives you the idea of how you can change your perception and how you can make life more magical just by changing your perception. I really want you to have a magical life. I really want your journey to be a wonderful experience. It does not have to be as difficult as it may have been in the past, and it doesn't have to be scary. It can be a beautiful, loving experience. At times it could be uncomfortable, but if you change your perception on things, it's going to be a lot easier for you. And that's an incredible journey to be on when you have more control, when you have that self-empowerment. So have a magical journey. And thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're enjoying these videos as much as I'm enjoying making them. Take care. Have a great week.